The power of praise. The power of grace. The power of grace. And if you can turn with me to 2 Corinthians chapter 12. I haven't said that. All my team members, will you stand to your feet and let me clap for you? Stand. Everybody stand. 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 Bless you. God bless. Sit down. Bright told you his testimony the last time, did he? There was one who was telling me in the car this morning. It was so touching. That when I was being made a canon in Kumasi, the Anglican Church has made me a canon. So I'm honorary canon of the Anglican Church. And we sent him to go and pick something. And he met a gentleman who he used to shine. Come and tell them, Bright, yourself. I was so touched. Tell them.
I saw a gentleman called David. I used to shine his shoes.
Do we have to go upstairs? Would it be better? It's better, eh? Yes.
As well as that of his father and the entire family, actually. I used to do it every Saturday morning. When he has come from club, he will come and throw his shoes to be polished. If I don't do it Monday, I will start to go to school. So that was a routine for me. And then the day we went to Kumasi, I saw him.
You mean the day I was made a canon?
Yes. So that is actually sent me. I met him and I tried to approach him. And I said, boss, please, do you remember me? And he said, master, why are you calling me boss? You are boss. Me, I don't know you. I said, are you very sure? I thought you was joking or something. I said, Brother David, me, I know you. I know your mother. Then I mentioned where they stay. I showed him his house. I told him his father's name. Maybe, thank God, that day I was not a false prophet. I would have asked him for some cash. He would have given me. So, to cut the long story short, he couldn't make me out. I told him I was the one who came to shine his shoe, who was always shining his shoes, as well as his father's and his mother's. And he still could not make me out. So I came back to Daddy. I was crying. And he asked me why. And I had to explain to him why I was crying. Because even up to date, the guy cannot still understand. And they know that the shoe shine boy today is like the man whom he is calling a boss. Well, another story.
So tell somebody something, how God can pick you to do you that, and whether it is still possible for somebody's life to change.
Thank you, Papa. Another incident also happened, Papa, at KNUST. My own cousins that I saw at the church, they could still not identify with me as a cousin. But this time, they said a brother. When I saw them and I said, this man is my cousin, they said, no, you are not my cousin, you are my brother. Meanwhile, many years ago, they rejected me. They never ever wanted to identify with me. I don't know where you stand today. I don't know what your story has been. I don't know where you see yourself. The people who judge you wrong, they judge you wrongly. Who thought it will never be well with you, they got it wrong. The next second, they don't know what God is going to do. They should just give you a minute. If God could pick me from that miry clay, and I stand here today to give you a testimony, yours is not far. This God that we serve, there's nothing that he cannot do. There is nothing that he cannot do. Many people cannot identify with the transformation when they see me today. That is going to be your story. I used to walk in the gutters of Kumasi to polish people's shoes. I no longer do it again. But I travel to many countries by the grace of God. Papa takes me along. The last time we were checking about 25 countries, I've made it. This had never happened in my family before. But look at what God has done.
We got Bright's younger brother on scholarship to Hungary. So that day we went to how many countries?
Went to 5 countries.
Went to from
Portugal, Hungary,
to Hungary,
Czech Republic, Slovakia, Austria,
and Bright, any country you go to, he wants to make sure where they've written the country, he stand by that to take the picture. so we got back to Hungary, and his brother was talking about something. You see our country and say, Kofi, what to find out? 25 countries and more. What could be that? And when I was like, hey, Bright. Why not? But that is what God can do. This was the bride who 10 years ago had only SS. Today, Bright is going to do his masters from next week. Bright has finished law. We sponsored him to do psychology
and information studies.
Now he's going to further in law. If you can serve God, you can. Now when I'm traveling around the world, I go with him. If you serve genuinely, you don't become please tell. I like that agendary. You know, there's some words in Lighthouse I like. Orangos. Which one is orangos? Rebels. There's some words that I just like them. Bright serves. Bright went beyond just working with me as a bodyguard. Today he's preaching the gospel. If this was the only thing I came to tell you today. Today, if he decides to put on this uniform, there's no country he can't go to. But every country I'm going now, I feel we should go. He goes. Not only does Bright travel, even his children travel with us. Bright is a mafia. The first one is called Laurentia. The second one is called Lawrence. Now the third one, he said if it's a woman, it's going to be called Barbara. In 1 minute, bless somebody from where you have come from.
Many times, anytime I'm given a microphone to talk to somebody about anything, I really have read about David, the Josephs and this. But I think God is still in that business of changing lives. It's too abstract for me to stand and talk about David when God is still working miracles in my life. It is enough of David. It is enough of Joseph. Look at yourself. It does not matter where you find yourself, where you are today. One day David was there. Maybe you feel you are in the dungeon. Maybe you feel you are in the miry clay. But David was there. Joseph was there. But God stepped in and changed. The only one who works miracles is Jesus Christ. And I am a living testimony. There are people in my family who chose not to serve the God that I serve. I see them and I see myself. In spite of whatever I've seen or I've been through in life, if I can stand before you and preach and say something to you, you are the next to stand here to give a testimony. Mommy, I have not seen any of my uncles holding passports. Even still, none of them. None of them. They don't hold passports. But Daddy just told you. When God stepped in, I hold service passport and I travel on it. Who told you it is over? It is not over. Just tell them when they tell you it is over, tell them, give me 1 minute. I said, when they say it is over, say, give me 1 minute. Just give me 1 minute. Let me see if God will not speak. Because when I thought all was gone, may go would die. Don't ever
he has a song he sings. Every sister.
Every dia Dani oh, intimate booming abofia. Miss memory beba. Catch it, what you want sounds on. Missy every sister. Every dia Dani oh, intimate booming abofia. Miss memory beba. What? Hey, what's the memory beba? What's the memory beba? Yes, you are brave, Baba. I am above fear. Yes, you are brave, Baba. Yes, you are brave, Baba.
You say you are cleaning your eyes, and the other person. You are not the other person cleaning your eye. The day Bright, please come, Papa. The day Bright gave his testimony in Kumasi, who was crying?
Archbishop
The Archbishop of Canterbury, the head of West Africa, Archbishop Yinka Safo. What you were doing, he did it better than you are doing it now. He cried like a baby. He looked at Bright and he said, this man is in uniform, and this man could have been smoking weed, and this man could have been drowned, and this man could have been taking bribe from people. This would have been limited. This tear that is flowing your eyes now, the Archbishop of Canterbury, that is what happened to you. For me, this is the gospel. This young man come around me, and this is how I want to let him. Bright in the next few months is going to become a chief inspector. By virtue of the school I educated him in, I educated Bright to go to evening classes in University of Ghana, Legon, to do what they call long distance course. So he come to work with me in the morning, in the evening, I let him go to school. Sometimes I drive him myself to school. Today, by virtue of his degree, is entitled officially become a chief inspector. When he becomes a chief inspector, he'll be the youngest in the history of Ghana. In fact, as it stands today, what do they call him in the police force?
They call him baby sergeant.
Because he's the youngest sergeant in Ghana force. His mates, some of them are last corporals and corporals. You cannot serve God and remain the same. For those of you who have the privilege to serve God under this great ministry, do it from the very depth of your heart, because God will make a way for you in the midst of the storm. When peace like a river
Thou hast taught me.
Everybody sing with me. In 2 Corinthians chapter 12, verse